everybody, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're looking at some more what if the continents and oceans switched, and we are on episode 38. In today's video, we're going to be seeing Tied Together. That's the title of this video. Hopefully you watched the last episode to know why. But a lot of lore things are going to come together in today's video. But starting the video off, we need to see some exploration. Now, starting off, we're going to be seeing all the Hudson Bay being discovered, which is crazy, as well as this island chain right over here, which should honestly look something more like. There we go. Should look more like that. And after this, we will also see the country up here go in here and take a little bit of land in this northern area. But the rest of this actually will become a fully new country. It's going to be a dark yellow color, kind of like this. And yeah, they're kind of weak right now. They don't really have a population, which isn't that good. But they do have two major cities up there and there. And they will place their capital city right here. For exploration, we see all of South America being discovered. So all the South American Sea being discovered. And even ventures out into the wider Pacific region. Probably about this much. And we also see countries expand. And so we see the South, these guys or whatever, the Argentinians, get that much land. The lime team over here get that much. This orange team with that much. The yellow team over here with this much, and this purple team with that much. So they all expand, but now we need to move over to the southern region right here. And this is because this area is going to be discovered more by all these guys in like all directions pretty much. And it takes a long time to get like this because they're exploring really every direction. But eventually they will come across Antarctica over on the left side, and they'll discover it, and they'll go up and down all over it on both sides of this little northern little sea bay area. So yeah, no one really knows about the inward area, but over here at Antarctica, it's still very cold, mind you, but they are able to expand and explore even more of this area. And we are going to be seeing a lot of new countries being here, but we also see this little cyan team right here take some land, and the pink team over here take some land. But this country's story is the northern Argentinians. They didn't like them. They weren't giving like much funding from the government. So they just came up north and they started their own government. They only have one major city, so does their capital, and it's right over here by the water. So that's nice. But the rest of these guys, I'm gonna draw now. Here we go. But first, starting off, the dark red team will be taking a little piece of land here. So will the purple team here, and the peach team will as well. The yellow team is also going to take a little bit of land. Other than that, these are our countries. There are 6 new ones. First, we're going to start with the blue team here. These guys have an interesting story. They are kind of descendants of the old the pink team when they had the colony over here. But they kind of just they didn't like the way the peach team was treating them in their country. That's a minority. So they kind of just moved down over to here to where they are safe. But their major city, they'll have 2, one there and there. The other countries probably have a bit more by now. But yeah, they'll have those 2. And their capital will be on the right because they don't really want to associate themselves with the peach team over there. Our next country is going to be this light blue team. And these guys' story is these guys are not descendants of anybody really. These guys just wanted to form a country because they have their own distinct identity than other people that they were like living in. And they were all kind of came from the same background, so they just decided to make their own country down here with 2 major cities as well. But these guys will have their major city on the right. And then we have this dark red country right here. Oops. Right there. With only 1 major city. These guys are more so South African who just, wanted to make a new country. And so if you guys have any like stories or like ideas about what they would be, leave them in the comments, and then that could just become their own story. But let's see. We got the green team over here. We have this dude right here, and we have this dude right here. And after this, the whole Indian Ocean will be filled. For I would say, besides for like a little piece right here, maybe. But other than that, yeah, it's filled, definitely. So that is insane. We've already gotten, technically I would say 2 continents filled, because I would say the Atlantic Ocean is done. For the most part. Maybe there's like a little bit, tiny piece right here that's left. But yeah, so these 2 are basically done now. But there's still a lot more room on the map for more. So, yeah. If you have any suggestions on how to fill all the space, because it's going to take a while. We're already in episode 38, and it's not filled yet. So, yeah, any suggestions, leave those in the comments, or anything like that. But for now, we need to add their major cities. Being there, 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 there. This other one, this one is going to be a little bit bigger, more populous than than the other 2. But I would say they're all about the same strength. So we've already gotten 6 new countries today, or 7 actually. 7 new countries. And a lot of expansion already. But now we need to talk about the colonies. And the main problem with colonies is that all the countries aren't really strong enough to keep up with their colonies. Because the economy basically collapsed after the Great War. Because I haven't really talked about that much, but the economies are like it's terrible. Because I mean the top 3 kind of stayed the same, but after that 4th went to this dude, and they're almost crazy. Like 15 to the blue team. I think they moved up like 5 because of all the people that just moved out of there. But even the strongest economy right now is probably either the peach team or the purple team, or yeah, the Mediterranean, because they're the 3 strongest. But yeah, it's still not very good. The peach team probably doesn't have as much as like the Mediterranean country, who owns this little standpoint right here. And yeah, the purple team down here has just a lot of sea stuff, sea territory. This might be another reason. A lot of places like to stop at. But yeah, the Mediterranean probably is one of the best. Speaking of the Mediterranean, their colony is pretty close to their home, so they're actually not going to be losing anything today. But other colonial powers, like the red team, the blue team, and just most of these around here are going to be losing theirs. First up is, I don't know what year it is, but yeah. Oh, it's probably around 1904. Okay, colonies have been around for a while at this point. But the problem with them in this universe is they're just really far away. I mean, I know the UK is like everywhere, but countries in this universe aren't strong enough to keep up with that. But first, the Lime teams will be the first to go, officially, with them giving up this little area over here. And this little country is actually, we're going to shift their color to this, just to kind of fix that. So here is the first country to go. And they're going to put their capital right here. Next country we have is the one up here, which will turn into, I don't know what color we should do. I'm thinking like a reddish color. something like this. Wait, something like this. No, I don't think that works. We're gonna have to do something like, no, that doesn't work either. Okay, I'm gonna figure something out. Yeah, they're gonna look something like this. It's kind of like the Hudson Bay color country. But they're gonna be getting their capital here. First they're gonna, never mind. That, okay, wait. Okay, there, their capital's gonna go there. So there's two countries, but this country is going to be releasing a rebellious area kind of in the back here. That's kind of like this color, and it runs along this little area. Doesn't really follow the provinces, but they're gonna make a peace treaty, or it does, just for convenience. But they get that, and the Lime team will get that. And that. What was this little piece up there? Oh, that color works. Maybe we do a shift. I have an idea. So we're gonna take like a peach color here. We're gonna shift this, take that. Okay, watch this. So we're gonna shift. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out on my own. Okay, I fixed the colors, and it's gonna stay like this for now. Oh, this actually is a color of an ancient country that used to live here right before colonization, and it had both these countries basically combined, but it was like a way closer to the coast, probably even like that. But yeah, it's back now, but it's not the same. But now we have to move up to the blue and red team. First up, we have this country that was an old country from a while ago. Same time around this other country right here, but it's back now, as well as a gray country that's farther back in the blue team, about right here. Also an older country, but they're both back now. Country here is a brand new nation. I made it orange because we don't have any orange in this area, so why not? So that's that, and then we have probably about 2 more countries. We have a cyan one here, and then we have a blue one right here that we're gonna have to obviously change. Something like that maybe. Would work if this pink country wasn't over here. So peach. No, it doesn't really work. I'll find some, maybe like a lavender. A lavender blue. Do I have any other actual lavenders on this map? I don't, so lavender purple would be perfect actually. That's better. So yeah, we have these countries now. But now for the red team. We have this like underripe banana country. And next we see, pretty sure, because yeah, these aren't separate provinces. But this country right here is going to get all that land right there. So that helps. And next, they're going to give over a few provinces to this light team right here, because this is some of their ancient land. So they'll give over that piece, and they'll actually give over some to the gray team here too, even though it's not as valuable. So they will get a little bit more. But after that, the rest is split into 3 groups. So starting off, we have this middle one here, this purple one here, and then we have this final one, which I have not chosen the color for, but we'll give it that. And something about these that this does not divide the people up fairly of the red team. It looks more like this country has like more of that, and this one has like some of this here, and this one has like some of this, and it's just a mess up here in the red team because they didn't really do it properly, because they honestly just didn't care about this. It wasn't their problem anymore. So they left the region, let them handle their own things, but now we gotta give these guys capital cities. So boom, we have boom, 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 and boom. Just realized that this capital isn't actually, this is their old capital, this country, so both of these have their old capitals. And this dude's capital is going to be here, because that's like their biggest city. But other than that, all the capitals should be done. And this has already brought a new age of life, basically, because the red team is not strong now. They're strong, but not compared to what they used to be. Like, even like just now. The blue team isn't, lime team isn't, the dark cyan team isn't. They're not even colonial powers anymore. The peach team's colony will stay here, however. Mediterranean and the yellow team's colonies are going to stay. The northern red team colony is going to stay. And the purple team colonies are going to stay. But other than that, all the colonies are gone. This alliance is going to spare no time adding all these nations to their alliance, being the triangle squad. So they add this one off the bat, this one right here. They add this one right here, the slime team. Eventually, this country will join right here. And even this blue country right here, who wasn't really a part of these guys' civilization. These guys are a separate thing. But they'll join, and eventually this country right here will too. As well as this country right here. So there's a lot of new members joining. And let's see, we're up to 1, 2, 3. 25 nations of this alliance. And it is attack one, attack all alliance. The Pacific Alliance, the Atlantic Alliance is what we're going to be calling it. Oh, and the next thing we have, okay, I did that on the wrong layer, but the next thing we have to do is this alliance is disbanded. The purple team's alliance with the yellow team. Right now, the capital of the alliance is held in this light blue team right here, because it's like the most centered spot with the most alliance members around it, and it's a very strong alliance. Like I mean, compared to like one of the small alliances you might have seen, like it's definitely not as strong as the Continental Pact, which is like the strongest alliance ever in the history of what if the continents and oceans switched. It's not on par with them, but on par with every other. It's the second strongest alliance ever made. Guys, we have a new member joining, or at least a few new members, with this one being, if I can get the shape right, being the green team. I'm going to have to fix that shape though. Being the dark cyan team, and finally this orange team right here. With the fall of alliances comes the return of alliances, as we see a new square team being created between the light red team and this team right here, the purple team right here, but also between the little blue team right here and the light team up here. So all these guys have joined in because it just suits them very well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This alliance is it helps them because they don't really like the Continental Alliance. It's like a get rid of the Continental Alliance kind of type alliance, but for now there will not be a border, but one day I want to add borders to all the alliances in the world, but for now there will not be. Next thing we see happening in today's episode is these two countries uniting into one, and they're going to decide to move their capital into this city right here. And these two used to be united a long time ago, but now they are again. So that is very crazy to think about. I think I'm actually going to move it back to the northern one, or maybe even this one. It looks like. Yeah, these two were very old cities, but yeah, that's like how old these guys are. I even forgot to get their capitals and whatnot, but here we go. This country, and this area right here is being a lot more unified. But even so, it's gonna get unified, but not as, because this green country is going to be attacking the blue one because of a border dispute they had, which isn't even actually in this area right here. It's because the blue team technically marched into a little piece of land right here, thinking it was their land. Now, it does not look like that at all. It's way smaller on the map. It's probably like that pixel right there. So, they're at war, and yeah, they immediately send their troops in, and they take back that land over there. And they march in, going through this area, but the blue team is going to put up a little bit of a fight, at first at least. But slowly and surely, they will, yeah, they've already captured one major city, and slowly but surely they're going to move out and capture the others. It's kind of encircling the capital city, which really hasn't been done in a while in wars, because it's not really thought of to be modern and useful anymore with newer technology. But these guys are showing, even with modern technology, that encircling capitals and stuff is still useful, because doing this has led to pretty much the capitulation of this blue team. But they're going to go send for help in the dark red team over here. Very ancient country, but their forces are still very strong as they move out and capture this city right here, which is unexpected, really. But they're going to keep moving their forces down into here, to where the green team will have to focus their troops off of taking the capital and off of some of these other areas to go deal with the light red team. But no, they'll push back a lot, even without moving too many troops up here. But at this point, Colonial Pact has not been activated, so it's fine. But a lot of fighting has been going on this little piece of land right here, and eventually they will accidentally step into the team of. They will step onto this guy's land right here. I can't figure out a name for him. The dark blue gray country, grayish blue country. Yeah, the grayish blue country, and the blackish blue country, and it's not going to be pretty. They will immediately send their troops in through here, and yeah, it's not going to go good. The rest of the Continental Pact has agreed not to get involved in this because they don't want to get involved in a small conflict like this, because there will be no point in mobilizing. But it'll get to around here, and with this, a retreat of all forces have been made back to the front line over here. And when I mean all, I mean like all forces, especially on the southern flank. But with that, they are able to beat the kind of the dark blue teams here, as they haven't really had time to mobilize. But still, without even mobilizing, they will be able to go around this major city, cut it off, and then go up around this area. So where at this point, they realize they definitely cannot win, and they will surrender over to all the powers to where we can see the peace treaty. Here's the peace treaty. It's not the brutalist, but I mean it's a peace treaty, so I mean they're not going to go easy on these guys, but yeah, they will be taking a piece of this land. Oh, I see what's wrong. The tolerance is not low enough. Okay, yeah, that's just a setting, but they will each take over their respective pieces, being each of these areas, leaving these guys left to all this. So they are significantly smaller, but I mean, it's not the worst that could happen. It definitely isn't. They were kind of going easy on them. This is probably the most beneficial to the dark red team, who kind of doubled their size and got a major city, so you know, that helped. But yeah, so that ends that war. But after this, we have another event. Next event will be the two leaders of this country right here going to war, because they each claim to be the real successor of the southern state right here, which is the true successor. They have the same capital and everything, but the red one up here still claims to be it. So they're going to get into fight. they're gonna send their troops in. It definitely does not look like that though. It looks more something like this at the very beginning. But yeah, they're gonna send their troops in, and they're gonna cut off different areas that over here doesn't really have troops. There's no reason to go over there. But in terms of major cities, there are a lot in this region, so they will be able to take over a lot, like there and here, before the red team will be able to mobilize, taking back this one right here, and making a big effort to take back this one. Meanwhile, the little forces they had stationed over here will be able to kind of slowly fight their way out. But still, like the maroonish team will be making emphasis on keeping that area. Meanwhile, the red team has decided they're just going to go full force, and they're going to move into this territory right here. So now we have kind of like a solid front line forming. But the maroon team is probably a little bit stronger at this point, and they're going to start moving up slowly but surely, taking back more and more of their land, eventually getting the armies over here to surrender. And at this point, the war is definitely not in these guys' favor, so they're going to pull out of this territory, which leads to eventually a little offensive through here. But doing that helped the red team actually take back this major city, protect that one, and take back this one over here. So they may be losing, but they did get back 3 major cities. So yeah, that is very good for them. But as the war will drag on, the maroon team will slowly start to take more and more territory. Not necessarily major cities, because those are too well defended, but they're going to move in places that don't have major cities to about like this. And the red team doesn't really have any allies. They don't have anybody. Each of them are they're kind of on their own here. They were surrounded by colonial powers until this country got its independence. But basically, but what will be happening is yeah, they're both part of the same alliance. So this really begs the question: what does the alliance think of this? And the alliance is very split on this, but the overall consensus is they've decided to be completely out of it. Besides for like one country, I think it was like this country who decided to send aid, so they kind of like suspended them. Like that's a suspension color we'll draw. But yeah, they're suspended for a little bit, which means like they can't really partake in anything, and they won't get help by them. But they're still a part of the alliance. So they're part of the alliance. They basically just don't have to sign up again if they want to join the alliance. They just have to fix their problem, or they have to stop sending aid, which eventually they will do. But they were sending aid to the red team, and this little aid helped them press back just a little bit, taking back this major city apparently. And yeah, eventually they will stop sending aid because of peer pressure and the citizens wanting to stay in the alliance for protection, which kind of leads to eventually major victory will be won at this city right here, which is a very important city to these guys. One of the most, besides like the capital and this city, these 3 cities up here. But after that, the whole right side kind of falls over, and eventually the left side will too. But these guys' armies are getting spread out a little bit, which is not very good. But eventually, they will end up surrendering around this point, and we can go ahead and see the peace treaty. And here's the peace treaty. So all of these 3 provinces are given over to these guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. It is more fair than how I was originally going to do it, because all this little province right here this was all one province. All that with like this northern province right here, but I sectioned it off so it would be a little bit more fair for these guys. But yeah, there's only one thing we have left to talk about. And now for the next event, just to kind of recap, we saw the Cyan team's son, the leader's son, travel this way, and they didn't know where to go. But a continuation of that, they didn't think he went through here because that would mean like this area was highly regulated by the Mediterranean country. So they don't think they think he went up here, but that's just, of course, just speculation. But eventually, he will end up in Colombia, and he'll be shown the holy text of the Colombians, which is like the ancient leaders who started the country. They were like really powerful and really wisdomous, but they wrote the book that had all the secrets of the universe and everything they knew about in it. And there was also like a new thing they wrote. Like there was like 2 holy texts. There was the original one, and then there was the updated version. But they were both there, and they read them both. And, well, him and his friend read them both. And yeah, they're gonna know a lot of stuff. But you should see this in the next episode, which should happen at their cinematic. But for now, that'll be all for today's episode. So if you enjoyed, show support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.